the world, you know, and thousands of people. And I'm standing there at the end of the Gates of Delirium singing soon with all the laser beams. And I was never quite sure what it meant, the lights, you know. But I really believed inside there was something there. And I'll tell you the story. But it was in Vegas, of all places. I'd done the show and in a football field. I think it was about 15,000 people. And we were staying at Caesar's Palace. I always think Caesar's Palace, morning glory, in the human race. Went to see Frank Sinatra. And Frank Sinatra was an unbelievable performer. If you ever had a chance to have seen him, but I'd never seen him. I knew obviously who he was, and I sat there just amazed how good he was. And at one time he was singing that song, Send in the Clowns, and he looked like a Chinese Mandarin to me. He looked like this ancient man, you know. And I thought, I want to meet him. So after the show, all the guys went to a big party in Vegas, you know. And I said, I'm not going, you know, I'm just, don't worry. And I went around to the side of the theatre in Caesar's Palace to the, what supposedly would be the stage door, hoping that Frank would come out. Come on, you know. He had a tunnel that went under to his own private lift, elevator, you know. So I'm sitting there, and it's about midnight, and I'm watching all these people play the slot machines and things like that, you know. And I feel this tapping on my shoulder, and so I turn around, it's a little girl, about 6, 7 years old, tiny little girl. And she said, John, are you ready? And I said, hello. And she said, are you ready, John? And it was just the way she spoke. And I thought, yeah, I'm ready. And she ran off and met with these two people that went through this swinging door. And I waved them goodbye and turned around. There's a guy sitting next to me, like a Jamaican guy. And he said, John, are you ready? I said, what? He said, are you ready? I said, yeah. I think I need to go and have a drink. So I went to the bar, and he came and he followed me, and I said, who are you? He said, well, you can call me Lucky. I can win you $1 million, or you can meet with God. I'll meet with God, please. And he said, well, let's go somewhere quiet. So I said to the barman, forget the drink. I don't need a drink. And he said, let's go somewhere quiet. And I said, okay, let's go to my room. Because I knew I wasn't in the presence of just no ordinary person. This guy was, the energy coming from this guy was so calming. It was a wonderful experience to stand next to what I found out to be an angel. And we're walking towards my room, and he said, I'm going to be doing a chant when we get in the room. It'll sound so loud, but don't worry, nobody can hear. I said, I'm not worried. Just what you got to do is what you got to do. So we got in the room, and I'm sitting on the bed. He stands to my left. There's a television there and a wall. He put his hands above his head and started to chant this amazing sound. It was an extraordinary sound. And the wall disappeared. And the television disappeared. And there was two beings just out there. And I dropped to my knees. And I put my hands over my head like that. Because I was in the presence of something pretty interesting. And I was scared out of my mind. And I kept saying, I believe, but I didn't understand. I believe, but I didn't understand. As in, I believed there was God. I believed that there was a higher beings around us, but I didn't understand it was so real and so true. Anyway, this being came over, this godlike energy, this angel energy came over and put his hand over my head. And he said, you will be singing soon, oh soon the light, my son, in the 21st century. I didn't understand, I don't believe this. I was crying, of course, I was a mess. But he said that. And here I am singing. Was it true? And what happened was the last time Yes played in Madison Square Gardens, my spiritual teacher came to the show. Beautiful, beautiful lady. And she said, would you mind if I get up and say a mantra to the audience towards the end of the show? And I thought, for me, yes, no problem, but I got to ask the band, because they might not, I went on to Chris and Steve and said, would you mind if Audrey Kitagawa, my spiritual teacher, got up and said a mantra? And they said, well, how long will it take? I said, I don't know, but it won't be that long. But she got up on stage and she started this mantra, which was exactly the same mantra this guy in 1977 in Vegas had said. It's a very ancient cosmic mantra. And Rick Wakeman was behind playing these amazing chords. And I remembered that they told me that that would happen as it was happening. That's one of the things that came to me. So the power of song is amazing. So I hope that answers your question.